In fact, we end up staying there longer than we should. I'm not saying to you that fear is not going to come upon you. It's surely going to come. But when fear comes, we've got to make a real quick and a real spiritual decision at that very moment. In Psalm 56, verse 3, it says, "What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee." In another translation, it says, "When I am afraid, I will trust in thee." Now, what is going on here? We've got King David, and he got all kinds of stuff going on around about him. And whatever was going on at this time, in fact, it was when he was in a war with the Philistines, when he was in the midst of war, fear had come upon him, had overtook him, and had overwhelmed him, but he only let that fear stay there long enough for him to realize that that was not for him, and fear did not belong to him, and it did not come from the God that he served. And it was at the very moment when he said, "When I became afraid, it is at that time that I began to trust God." So now we've got a paradigm shift. We've got a situation change. He says, "When I am afraid, I will trust in thee." When? When is the very moment when fear comes upon us. I will. When he said, "I will," that's where he was saying, I will become aware. In other words, we are conscious, and we become conscious of the fear when it comes upon us. We know exactly when fear comes. And so he's saying, when I am afraid, when fear comes upon me, he's saying, I will take some action. Now, we could either say, I will take some action, or I will give in to the fear. We've got that very conscious choice that we can make right ready on the spot. So David said, when, at the very minute, I will become, or I will trust in thee, God. He's saying, I will make a conscious decision to simply just have faith and believe and rely and even lean on the everlasting arms. Isn't that good? Now let me personalize it. When fear comes, we are not just deciding or talking ourselves into trusting God. When fear comes, we are actually calling on God. Now, there's a difference. You say, I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God. That becomes kind of the surface level talking ourselves into something. But when we say, God, I'm going to trust you, then it's personal. It's a prayer. It's a cry. It's asking God to move at that very moment and to come against whatever has decided to come against us. So we've got to decide